what's the title of this article?
Master on the Mound.
As a good reader, you automatically think strategically and actively to understand what you read. As a tutor, your challenge is to learn specific reading comprehension strategies to teach explicitly, one at a time, to your learner. By learning comprehension strategies, your learner will become aware of how to think in order to make meaning while reading. Good readers constantly and automatically monitor their comprehension while they read. They can figure out what doesn't make sense to them and find ways to fix problems that have caused a breakdown of meaning. The Think Aloud comprehension strategy makes the process of comprehension monitoring explicit to your learner. It allows your learner to hear how you think while you read, to tune in to the conversations you have with yourself.
I was thinking this week about a question I wanted to ask you. When you're reading, do you ever read something and at the end you say, I don't have any idea what I read? Does that ever happen to you? Mm-hmm. You know, it does?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That happens to everyone. Sometimes it happens because we're reading material that's a little bit too difficult for us, but sometimes it happens because our mind starts wandering and we're not thinking about what we're reading. Okay? So to be successful in reading, we need to always be thinking about what we're reading. They call that active readers. A successful reader, when they're reading, they're always thinking, does this make sense? Does this make sense? And if it doesn't, then they have to think of strategies so they can fix it before they keep going. So today, I'm going to teach you a new reading strategy, a reading comprehension strategy. So this strategy is called Think Aloud. And it may seem a little bit strange to you the first time you do it, okay? But the more you do it, you'll get more and more used to it, and I hope it's fun for you, okay? This is going to be a strategy that you can use, well, we can use together when we're having tutoring, but you can use it at home, and you can use it anywhere with any kind of text that you're reading, anytime. Okay? Mm-hmm. Just like all reading comprehension strategies. Now you can be an independent reader. You don't need to just understand when you're reading with me. Okay. Right? Okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to explain what a Think Aloud is. And it's really fun, not too difficult to understand. A Think Aloud means that the reader reads out loud, and while they're reading, they also stop sometimes and they talk about what they're reading. Is this making sense? Maybe I need to go back and reread this again, okay? And they say these words as they're reading. Oh, I understand that. Let me see if I can summarize that. Oh, I don't understand that. What am I going to do to make sure I understand it? When I show you how to do this, I'm going to be reading a little passage, a few paragraphs, and then while I'm reading, I'm going to be saying out loud what's going on in my mind. So I'm going to model this for you. And that means I'm just going to do it and you're going to listen. And I want you to especially listen to when I'm talking about what I'm thinking, okay? And when I'm all done, then I'm going to ask you, what did you hear that I did? What kind of thinking was going on in my mind? Okay?
Okay.
All right. So here's our passage. We're going to read something called The Dust Bowl. Now, before I actually start reading, one thing that helps me comprehend or understand is I look at the pictures. And when I look at the picture here, the title is The Dust Bowl. I'm not exactly sure what a dust bowl is, but the picture is showing me, what does that look like? Dust. Dust, okay. So there's dust, and there's a caption that says, "A wall of dust approaching a Kansas town." So, interesting. Now I'm going to look at my heading. This is Jack Olson, the voice of KOKA Radio. Yesterday, Sunday, April 14th, 1935. Now I know these are actually words that a man spoke on the radio in 1935. Okay, I think that's pretty important information. Now I'm going to start reading. The day dawned clear and dry across the southern Great Plains. Families went to church. Some planned to enjoy picnics, while others were bound for visits to friends and family. I'm a little bit confused about bound. I thought that meant to tie something up, but that doesn't make sense. Maybe I'll finish reading the paragraph. Everyone looked forward to the pleasant afternoon hours ahead. Okay, let me go back and look at this. It looks like it's a nice day. It's a Sunday. Families are going to church. Some were planning to enjoy picnics, while others were bound for visits. You know what? I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try to say, while others were on their way. I think that's what it means. While others were on their way, yes, for visits to friends and family. Everyone looked forward to a pleasant afternoon hours ahead. What did you notice that I did during the Think Aloud?
You put a sticker because you didn't understand. You didn't get what you read. And you went back and reread the sentence so that you can understand what you were reading.
Mm-hmm.
You put a sticker on words that you didn't understand.
Mm-hmm. Did I just read the words?
No, you stopped and you paused and you went back and reread. You were talking to yourself and asking yourself questions about the story.
That's the important part of the Think Aloud, right there, okay? That's the important part. When I go back and I'm talking to myself, exactly. Great job. You know, I made this little handout for you. When you're doing a Think Aloud, you really are asking yourself lots of questions about what you're reading. Let's look at these sample questions on the worksheet. Maybe you can read that for me. What's the first question?
Does this word, sentence, or idea make sense?
Okay, so would you be asking yourself that? Oh, this word, I don't know what bound means. I thought it meant something different. Okay, so you might talk about words, asking yourself, is this making sense? How about the next one?
Am I confused? Can I spot what is confusing me?
All right. Oh, I'm getting a little bit confused here. You're always asking yourself, oh, am I understanding? If not, what am I going to do? How about the next one?
What do I need to clarify?
Yes. Do you know what clarify? Remember we talked about clarify? What does that mean?
To understand?
Yes, exactly. You need to clear it up, right? To clarify means to clear up something. Clear up an understanding. Yes, exactly. To clear it up. How about this?
What did I learn?
You want to go back and talk about what you learned.
Can I identify the most important information?
That's important. Here, we're going to really look to find out what a dust bowl is, right? I'm getting an idea of it now as I'm reading what a dust bowl is. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I restate in my own words what I just read?
Very good.
With consistent practice, your learner can understand and internalize the Think Aloud strategy and begin to think the way good readers do while they read. The goal is for your learner to become an expert in monitoring her own comprehension. The goal of practicing reading comprehension is for your learner to master and internalize more and more comprehension strategies to choose from and use in a variety of reading situations. You've seen a tutor do quite a bit of talking when explaining a new strategy. During most lessons, you and your learner would be equally talkative.